What's going on? How y'all doing? So the New York Times I saw some chick run some article about that the U.S. flag is no longer a symbol of unity. And my reaction was, when has the flag ever been a symbol of unity? It's one of the most racist things that you can see on the place. It's just like those idiots who walk around with those Confederate flags. Them bums ain't got nothing else better to do. And some along the line, they got some sellouts who walk around with it too. You see, the problem is that people have been lied and whitewashed about America for so long. The disinterest in it stems from the fact there's no loyalty here. You know, you take an idiot, a cocky idiot like Donald Trump, who ain't nothing but a used car salesman, and he sat up there and talk about make America great again. Meanwhile, he's got businesses all over with everybody but Americans. You go buy some clothes at some of these places, and they're not American made. They're from China. They're in sweatshops. That's some of the biggest pimping you get. Pay them pennies on the dollar to get them shoes, like them Michael Jordan shoes. Now, Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players ever. Endorsement, I respect his talent. However, I never pay a dime for his whack overpriced shoes. And he ought to be ashamed of himself. And he never spoke out on nothing. And he sure as heck wasn't going to say nothing about how them sweatshops workers were doing all that work for them overpriced shoes. He never going to say nothing about that. I wonder why. And there are others. And all them people that support his overpriced shoes, yeah, I got no respect for you. You should never have to pay more than $30 for no pairs of shoes. Ain't no shoes worth no $150. But anyway, there ain't no unity in this country because this country still thinks white. They still think everything is all right. They still have whitewash with the schools, the police, and everything. Pandemic can't slow them down. Nothing ever does. It's been living in this dream bubble. Every time they do something, a TV show, it's got to be the white show's the best. White music artists acting. Everything is geared toward white. So where do you see United States? Where do you see unity? One George Floyd falls out the sky and they like, oh, really? That's been going on? You see it with all these things. So you can't really feel inclusive when you've been mentally seen a country that doesn't respect people of color, especially black folks. They don't. I ain't seen no white persons come out talking about giving reparations. I ain't seen them say, we got too much white privilege and we just don't feel that we're just. And how can you justify a country that white ball Colin Kaepernick because he took a knee? You got these jokes of ministers, these white ministers, who are embarrassing, who don't want to talk about race, but they call themselves Christians. And it runs deep. It runs very deep. See, a lot of these people are comfortable. Go along, get along, feel all good, real fuzzy-wuzzy, and it's okay. It's never been okay. You can't enslave people. You can't step over their grave. And you can't emasculate, have plantations, and live off the land and act like you don't see someone. And you're taught that because a person's color, their skin, they're inferior to you. So where do you expect there to be unity? America just kind of ran itself. It's kind of like something that you know. White man's country, got white man's rules. Racist white man rules at that because slave owners on those dead presidents controlled everything. And we live by those so-called Bill of Rights and those amendments. Just like that flag was not written for black folks. These amendments weren't written for black folks. We just act. We go along, do enough till we can figure it out and stay as sane as we can. But there is no unity in America. It never has been. Never will be. There never will be because the white privilege and the whitewashing has been so allowed and indoctrined that you can't possibly have a conversation. You never get nowhere. It's in everything. So until a storm erupts, of course you're not going to have no unity. So New York Times has wasted their time. They already got the answer to that question. It's never been a symbol of unity. It's been a symbol of hate and divide to conquer. You tell black folks you have rights in 1964. Less than 60 years. Let that sink in. Think about the black folks before that, and then think about the black folks thereafter. Half were told you had no rights. Some are told you've got some rights. And the unknown don't know where they turn, where they go. That's my thoughts and takes about the New York Times saying the U.S. flag is no longer a symbol of unity. It never was. They need to burn it and get a unified flag. They need to do away with the anthems and all that garbage. Get it modernized. Be inclusive. Because the whitewashing and white privilege has been a pandemic and there has been no cure. Please hit the like, subscribe, or welcome thoughts and comments. I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for one another. And a flag don't make or break a country. However, privilege and mentally thinking that you're doing right does.